These are some word formation processes we've looked at so far. Let's go on to blends. This is a case where some parts of two words are stuck together, and those parts that we're sticking together are not meaningful individually. For example, take situation and comedy, smush those together into sitcom. And we can take sitcom and blend that with British to create Britcom. So the process continues. How about clipping? I didn't put another example on the slide here, but this happens a lot. It's pretty straightforward. So basically, shortening words. Maybe I'll just mention one that this is kind of a pet peeve of mine. There's one clipping that I just don't enjoy, and it's when people shorten delicious to delish. I don't know why, but I don't like delish. Yeah, just a pet peeve. Doesn't matter. But that's one example of clipping. Coinage. Now, this is the one item in this whole list where we actually are being creative and making something new. You'd think we do that more often, but no, all the other word formation processes involve tweaking and recombining existing building blocks, but coinage is where somebody actually made up something brand new without just made it up out of nowhere. We see this really the most in brand names. For business reasons, people need to have a completely new label for the product that they're making, so they'll make up new things. One interesting thing about that is that sometimes people who create brand names use kind of sound symbolism. So they want the sound of this new word, this new name, to have something to do with the product. And I thought this plink seemed to kind of suggest with its sound, well, it's kind of a connection to clean. Plink and clean are kind of similar, but maybe also kind of a sound of some object hitting a clean kitchen sink or something like that, or water droplets hitting it. So I think there's a little bit of sound symbolism going on there, but mostly that's just a brand new thing that they invented. So things like this are an example of coinage. Conversion is very often occurring in English, so it's a case of taking a word as is and making no change to its form at all, and just putting it in a different lexical category. For example, the word ask. Organizations ask for donations. Ask is a verb there. And some people have taken that and make no changes at all, just turn it into a noun. That's a big ask. Poof, it's a noun. So that's a case of the noun ask having been created by means of conversion, also called functional shift. And finally, eponyms are just words that are based on the name of some person that's associated with that. For example, if we say Machiavellian, that's based on Niccolo Machiavelli. And I put a question mark here because a lot of sources say that it's likely that sandwiches were named after the Earl of Sandwich, but apparently that's not a completely certain historical fact. But if it is, then the word sandwich would be an eponym. So those are the word formation processes.